Okay, let's dive right in. The holiday season. It's here. You've got the lights, the sounds, all the traditions. But, for a lot of autistic individuals and their families, this time of year can be, well, just plain overwhelming. So today, we're going to break down a really powerful tool that can help turn the holidays from stressful to serene. And that tool is the sense of proprioception.
Wow, that really says it all, doesn't it? This quote is from the source for our explainer, and it just perfectly captures that feeling so many people have. The feeling that the pressure and the sensory overload of Christmas completely overshadow the joy. It's that deep sense of exhaustion that's just so real.
So, here's the big question. Is this just how it has to be? Are we stuck with this? Absolutely not. There are actual, concrete, science-backed strategies that can totally shift this experience. And that is exactly what we are here to explore today.
All right, so first things first, let's get on the same page about what makes the season so uniquely challenging. It's not just one thing, It's more like a perfect storm of sensory and emotional demands hitting all at once. I mean, just look at this list. You've got loud family dinners, flashing lights, a total disruption of daily routines. Any one of these could be enough to overwhelm the nervous system. But when you combine all of them, it's no wonder the brain's alarm system just starts blaring. So how do we quiet that alarm? Well, this brings us to our secret weapon, proprioception. Now that might sound like a technical word, but trust me, it's one of the most accessible and powerful tools we have for regulating our nervous system. Think of proprioception as your body's built-in GPS. It's that sense that lets you touch your nose with your eyes closed or know exactly how hard to push open a door. It's all about deep pressure and what we call heavy work, so any activities that involve pushing, pulling, or even squeezing. Okay, now this is where it gets really fascinating. This is the why behind it all. When you do that heavy work, you're literally sending calming signals straight to the brain. This input soothes the amygdala, that's the brain's emotional alarm center, and it helps bring your prefrontal cortex, the thinking and decision-making part, back online. It just shows how a simple physical action can have a huge neurological benefit. And this right here, this is maybe the most important shift in perspective we can have. When someone has a meltdown during a holiday event, it is not bad behavior. It's a neurological stress response. Their brain is just in a state of total overload, and the ability to communicate or regulate is temporarily offline. This is biology, plain and simple. It's not a choice. And that stress response can show up in a lot of different ways. It might look like anger, that's the fight response. It could be someone needing to escape a loud room, which is flight. Or it could be a really quiet freeze response, where a person just seems to shut down. And it can even look like fawning, intense people-pleasing to avoid conflict, which is honestly just as draining. Okay, enough theory, right? We've talked about the why. Now let's get into the how. How do we actually put this into practice? Well, the great news is it's actually super easy to build these things into holiday activities for every single age group. First up, let's talk about some fantastic ideas for the little ones. The key here is making these activities feel like play, not like therapy. And these ideas are just brilliant because they're themed for the season. Instead of just doing heavy work, a kid can do reindeer pulls with a basket of presents, or they can be rolled up like a Christmas burrito in a cozy blanket for that calming deep pressure. It's fun, it's festive, and it is so powerfully regulating for their nervous system. All right, now for teenagers. The approach here needs to be a little different, right? We need to respect their need for independence and to not feel like they're being singled out. And what's so great about this is that these activities are just integrated into normal holiday stuff. Helping carry heavy boxes from the attic, stirring thick cookie dough, shoveling snow. These are all powerful forms of proprioceptive input that just feel productive and grown up. And hey, a few minutes with a punching bag before a big family gathering can be an absolute game changer. And let's not forget about us. Adults need regulation too. Let's be real, managing holiday stress is a huge challenge, and these same principles apply to us. For adults, regulation can look like purposeful preparation, like moving furniture around to get ready for guests. That's great heavy work. It can also be intentional self-care, like crashing under a weighted blanket after a party. And having a small stress ball in your pocket can be a total secret weapon for grounding yourself during those overwhelming conversations. So we've got all these individual activities, but the real magic, the real game changer, happens when we move from being reactive to being proactive, by building an actual plan for the whole season. This checklist right here is your roadmap. Notice how proactive all of this is? Doing heavy work before you leave for an event, creating a schedule to reduce surprises, packing a sensory kit so you're always prepared. The point is, you're not waiting for overwhelm to hit, You're building a foundation of regulation from the very start. And that last point about autonomy, so important for respecting boundaries and preventing burnout.
By putting all of this together, we can fundamentally change the goal of the holiday season. It's no longer just about surviving, it's about actually finding genuine joy and connection.
And at the end of the day, this is what it's all about. Using these strategies helps a person feel more grounded in their own body, better able to handle the intense sensory environment, and able to stay regulated. And when you feel safe and regulated, you can actually participate in and enjoy the magic of the season.
I just love this final takeaway. It reframes the whole conversation, doesn't it? The path to a joyful Christmas isn't about forcing cheerfulness or ignoring discomfort. It's about honoring what the nervous system needs. Regulation is the foundation that joy is built on.
So, I'll leave you with this question to think about. Maybe it's a quiet walk to look at lights instead of going to a loud party. Maybe it's a holiday baking day with lots of heavy dough to knead. What's one small, regulated tradition you can start this year to make the holidays feel calmer and more connected for you and your family?
And if you want to dive even deeper, the source for this explainer, the Autism Ally blog from Upstate Carolina Autism Associates, is just packed with more incredible resources. Thanks so much for joining me.